Okay. Honestly, this is huge. Finally, we're cutting through the corporate red tapes so you can actually own the ride you bought. President Trump signed a presidential memo. This memo aims to make it easier for Americans to repair their own cars. It protects the right to fix vehicles and opens up more options for approving aftermarket parts. He noticed people were being arrested for fixing our own cars. He stated, "We're ruled by common sense." You guys are not gonna believe this. Like, are we seriously celebrating that we finally allowed to turn a wrench on our own property now? I mean, it's a win, sure, but what does it say about the state of the world when you need a presidential stamp of approval just to be a functional human being? It's so obvious that the big manufacturers were just holding everyone hostage to keep their profit margins high. It's pathetic. I'm just happy we're finally seeing through the corporate nonsense. Seriously, what were they gonna do? Fine us for changing a spark plug? It's about time we stopped acting like everything needs a subscription model. It's just like common sense finally winning for once. Okay, so the campus debate circus is back. I mean, honestly, Knowles is right. Why are we performing outrage for the cameras instead of doing actual work? Someone posted a video of a student confronting Michael Knowles. The student is demanding to know why Knowles isn't speaking out against Candace Owens for what the student call a verbal flogging of Erica Kirk, the widow of the student's murdered friend. According to the post, Knowles pushed back, explaining that the people criticizing Candace Owens aren't doing any good. The student asks Michael Knowles why he's been reticent to speak out against Candace Owens for what the student call a verbal flogging of Erica Kirk, the widow of a man Knowles previously called his friend. Knowles reportedly replied that those criticizing Owens aren't doing any good. He added that he thinks Erica Kirk is a national hero who has suffered immensely with a great deal of grace and dignity, and that he totally disagree with Candace on all of that. You guys are not going to believe this. So apparently we're still doing the whole let's turn on each other for clout thing. I honestly can't with these people. Like, imagine confronting someone just to stir the pot, expecting them to throw a colleague under the bus for some viral clip. It's so transparent. Knowles is right. It's not doing any good. It's just useless noise. We've got actual issues to deal with, and some people are just obsessed with tearing down their own side because they live for the drama. It's embarrassing. Honestly, do you think this gets you anywhere? Because from where I'm sitting, you just look thirsty for attention. It's just so tired. Finally, some actual movement on the border. I'm curious if this is all optics or if we're finally seeing some real backbone. Stay tuned. Breitbart News is reporting that DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas sat down for an exclusive interview. Ahead of his first 100 days in his cabinet position, he explained that deportations are way up this year. He also stated that 2026 numbers will outpace 2025 stats in just a few weeks. All right, chat, buckle up. So they're finally doing the thing? Like, it's actually happening? I mean, it only took, I don't know, how many years of absolute chaos for them to realize that enforcing the border might be a popular idea? Honestly, it's hilarious watching them brag about numbers that should have been the bare minimum ages ago. Trump out there casually rewriting Senate procedure? Honestly, if we want actual results instead of constant gridlock, let's just make it happen. This post from the Daily Wire asks President Trump about the biggest hurdle to passing the SAVE America Act. According to the post, Trump said, "Frankly, if you terminated the filibuster, you'd just need 50 votes. The best would be to terminate the filibuster." No way, no freaking way. Okay, hold on, because I need to process this. He is actually outright talking about nuking the filibuster? Like, I get the desperation, we all want wins, but the filibuster? That is such a slippery slope, you guys. Do we really want to beat the odds to break the glass on that? Because once you go there, there is no coming back. The other side is going to see that exact same move to ram through whatever insanity they want the second they get back in power. Is this really the best play, or are we just looking for a fix that is going to bite us in the back later? I mean, be real with me. Is this worth the trade off? Seriously, what is the plan here? Oh, the screeching is music to me years. These bureaucrats are absolutely terrified that they might actually have to answer to somebody. It's adorable. Western Lensman posted about the reaction to a Supreme Court ruling. Per Western Lensman, Barb McQuaddock called the ruling, which allows presidents to fire executive branch agency officials, a sky is falling moment. The post suggests that media hysteria over the idea of reining in the permanent, unelected bureaucracy is telling. Oh, this is too good. So, the absolute meltdown from these people whenever their precious, unelected status quo gets challenges, just comedy gold. It is truly pathetic. They keep screaming that the sky is falling, but all I see is the swamp starting to sweat because they might actually be held accountable for once. Like Crimea River, honestly. They think the world is ending just because they might lose their comfortable, untouchable positions. It is wild to watch them act like basic management is a tyranny. Are they really so terrified of having to do an actual day's work without hiding behind layers of bureaucracy? And nobody is talking about how much they just hate losing control. Seriously? Okay, finally, some common sense. EM's spot on here. Like, why is this even up for debate? You come here, you play by our rules. Breitbart News reported on a statement from Tom Emmer. He said, "Won't assimilate? Then get the hell out." The post included a video timestamp of 1 minute and 1 second. It also had 34 replies, 153 reposts, 835 likes, and 23,000 views. Oh, this is too good. Finally, someone actually says the quiet part out loud. Is the bar really that low now that we're shocked by the concept of expecting people to actually participate in the culture they move to? I mean, seriously, you don't get to walk into someone else's house and start rearranging the furniture. It is that simple. And I'm sure you've got the usual suspects losing their minds, acting like this is such a radical take. Please, it's called living in a society. But no, we can't have that, apparently. Everyone wants to be a professional victim, and nobody's talking about how obvious this should be. Seriously? Oh man, did he really just drag Kasich for his look? Look, I'm not touching his haircut, but this is clearly going places. Someone posted, "Why does Kasich look like a lesbian?" There were 12 replies, 5 reposts, 4 likes, and 3,200 views. I'm sorry, what? I mean, you guys are absolutely unhinged for even putting this on my screen. But also, look at it. Am I supposed to be offended? Because I'm mostly just confused why anyone thought that look was the move. People get so pressed, acting like it's a national tragedy, but honestly, it's just funny. This is what the internet is for. Total chaos. If you're gonna step out looking like that, you are actively inviting the roast. You can't be mad when the internet does exactly what it was designed to do. Should we even be talking about this? Probably not. Am I going to anyway? Obviously! Okay, so the dream team is finally cleaning house. 1 million phantom enrollments? Honestly, imagine my shock that a government program is leaky. One American News is reporting that HHSS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and CMS Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz claimed to have uncovered fraud within the Obamacare marketplace. They allege it that over 1 million enrollments are missing Social Security numbers. The administration says it is increasing efforts to crack down on alleged abuse and protect federal healthcare programs. I knew it. I knew it. I mean, are we really supposed to be shocked by this? It's not a bug, it's a feature. They just need those enrollment numbers to justify their existence, to justify the massive administrative bloat. And honestly, this is exactly why we need people in there who aren't afraid to actually open the books. I hope they go full audit mode, like burn it down and start over. Because if you're just pumping numbers without verifying who is event there, you are literally just burning tax dollars for fun. This is why nobody trusts the system anymore, and nobody's talking about this. Seriously? Finally, someone actually said it. The absolute obsession in DC with keeping everything broken is over. We're literally reclaiming our future. Someone posted, dropping truth bombs on the DC chaos. The American people voted to bring this country back to its golden age, American exceptionalism, love for our nation, and making things beautiful again. It continues. They tear down. We build. They stink up the place. We restore the shine. I knew it. I knew it. Finally, someone is saying it out loud about what is going on in the Capitol. You guys see the absolute panic in the establishment, right? It is just delicious. They're running around like headless chickens because they realize the grift is finally coming to an end. It isn't just about policy, it's about common sense. People aren't asking for much, just a country that actually works for them, not against them. But heaven forbid we have a nation that stands for something, right? Are we really still pretending that the status quo was working for anyone but the elites? Nobody is buying what they're selling anymore. Okay, so rusing negotiations with Irana after trading actual strikes? Honestly, it's like watching a train wreck happen in slow motion. Let's talk about it. America's newsroom posted about the current state of US Iran negotiations. According to author Jack Carr, the two sides are scheduled to resume talks on Tuesday. This comes after a weekend of exchanged strikes between the US and Iran, which reportedly tested fragile ceasefire agreement that was signed earlier this month. You guys are not gonna believe this. Wait, so we're just pretending that total chaos is part of a normal diplomatic strategy now? It's like, okay, honestly, who is actually buying this? If you're constantly at each other's throats, you aren't negotiating. You're just waiting for the next round of paperwork so you can go back to the drama. It's all theatre. They know it, we know it, and yet we're supposed to act surprised when the whole thing falls apart. This isn't diplomacy, it's a joke. I'm just waiting for the next headline about how shocked everyone is that the ink didn't even dry on the ceasefire before it hit the fan. And nobody's talking about how unsustainable this is? Seriously? Okay, so here we go again. Weaponizing the legal system to strip away someone's rights? Honestly, this is just another Tuesday in America. James O'Keefe reposted an update stating that Rick Adante was served with a temporary injunction and ordered to surrender his firearms to the Melbourne Sheriff's Office. Adante is being sued by Professor Brandon May of Florida Tech. Last year, Adante publicly exposed alleged discussions by Florida Tech officials, including Brandon, about rebranding climate change initiatives to secure continued funding. Adante has an ongoing, separate whistleblower lawsuit against Florida Tech. Matthew Temical, a former Project Veritas board member, is currently employing a similar litigation tactic against James O'Keefe as Professor May is against Adante. Okay, hold on. I am looking at this and I literally cannot believe my eyes. Is this real life? Because the speed at which this whole thing is unfolding, it's actually just wild. So we're just casually losing rights over civil disputes now? Oh, are you kidding me? 5-4, and Barrett and Roberts just folding like cute lawn chairs. I'm honestly speechless. The US Supreme Court just ruled 5-4 to allow mail in ballots to be counted even if they were received after Election Day. Justices Barrett and Roberts sided with the left. The Post states that the SAVA America Act needs to be passed before it's too late. Are you serious right now? My brain is still trying to process the level of incompetence we're looking at. Like, are we really doing this again? It feels like every time we turn around, the people who are supposed to be holding the line are the ones opening the gates. It's exhausting. We're talking about basic election integrity. It's not a hard concept to grasp, is it? But nope, let's just keep moving the goalposts until the whole thing is completely meaningless. And then they wonder why nobody has faith in these institutions anymore. Give me a break. Seriously, at what point does it become obvious that we need something like the Save America Act just to keep the lights on in this country? This is just setting us up for a total disaster. Okay, honestly, watching Nashville actually get infrastructure done while major cities just argue in committee, it's kind of iconic. I'm here for this upgrade. Someone posted that the underground scene in Nashville is looking incredible. The B. Oring Company showed Secretary Duffy an update on the Music City Loop construction. It's an underground tunnel from the airport to downtown. Okay, hold on. Are they actually pulling the trigger on this? Because let's be real, how many times have we heard about some revolutionary tunnel project that just turns into a massive money pit? I mean, the idea of not being stuck in gridlock is a dream. Honestly, the congestion in that part of the city is a complete nightmare. But until I see the ribbon cutting, I am not holding my breath. It is like everyone wants to build the future, but can we just, I don't know, fix the roads we already have? Still, if they pull this off and it has not just some flashy vaporware, that is a massive win. Maybe we are finally getting some real development that is not a total tax draining disaster. I guess we will see if this is actually happening or just more hype. Okay, now we're talking. Finally, some actual enforcement. I mean, it's about time, but let's see if they can keep this pace up long term. Homeland Security reports that deportation numbers are continuing to climb. Under President Trump and Secretary Mullen, this year they are on track to far surpass the total number of deportations that occurred in all of 2025. All right, chat, buckle up. So, you're telling me that when you actually enforce the laws that are already on the books, things actually happen? Who could have possibly predicted that? It is almost like the last few years were just a total mess of just pretending the border does not exist for optics. I love seeing the data finally reflect some actual, functioning government. People act like it is some big mystery how to handle this, but it really just comes down to actually having a spine. Imagine that. And honestly, this is just the beginning. I am expecting even bigger numbers once they really get the systems running at full capacity. It is about time, guys. Seriously, what was event the plan before this? Finally, someone calling them out. Skid Row isn't a policy failure, it's a total disgrace. How long are we pretending the same mayors actually care? Steve Hilton posted, I've been to Skid Row in downtown LA many times. This was the most infuriating tripe yet. Newsom, Becerra, Bass, how can you sleep at night knowing this is happening on your watch? All right, chat, buckle up. I have seen the state of things in those cities, and honestly, are we even surprised anymore? It is like these politicians are living in a completely different reality. They are sitting in their nice, gated communities while the actual city is crumbling, and they just shrug it off. It is not just incompetinates at this point, it is a choice. They see it, they know it is failing, and they still push policies that make it worse. Like, how do you look at that and think, yeah, we are doing a great job, let me get another term? It is actually disgusting. They do not care because it simply does not affect them. And nobody is talking about this? Seriously? It is just another Tuesday in California, right? Oh, the internal implosion? I'm here for it. Watching them meet their own is the entertainment value I didn't know I needed today. Democrats are now rejecting the Iron leaders. No way. No freaking way. I mean, are we even surprised at this point? The Party of Unity is finally eating itself alive. It's honestly beautiful. I've been saying it for months, but watching them turn on the own is just, it's peak entertainment. They spent years preaching about groupthink and loyalty, and now that the ship is actually starting to sink, everyone's trying to jump off before they realize there's no lifeboats left. Like, what is the game plan, guys? Seriously, does anybody have a plan that isn't just screaming at each other? It's a complete mess, and honestly, I'm just here with my popcorn watching it all burn down. And nobody's talking about how unsustainable this is? Really? Look, people love to rehash history to stir the pot, but honestly, it's just another day of manufacturing outrage. I've got thoughts on this. Someone posted a video from an account called End Wokeness, It shows a Lakota tribe celebrating 150 years since they won a battle against America. The video is 11 seconds long. It has 5.9 thousand views, 2.6 thousand reposts, and 17,000 likes. I'm sorry. What? Are we seriously cheering for people celebrating victories against our own country now? Like, I get history is complicated, okay? But there's a difference between acknowledging the past and actively trying to drive a wedge between us today. It's always the same thing. Find something to be bitter about, amplify it, and act like it's a flex. It's not, it's just exhausting. We're supposed to be one nation under one flag, but apparently that's too much to ask. Do they really think this is how you build a future? By living in the resentment of something that happened over a century ago? Seriously, get a grip. It's giving division, and nobody's talking about this? Seriously? Tim Burchett is speaking nothing but pure truth here. If they're moderate, why do they always vote with the radical squad? It's just math. Tim Burchett posted, "If a Democrat in Congress tells you they are a moderate, tell them to prove it." I'm sorry, what? Okay, honestly, thank goodness someone in Congress is finally saying the quiet part out loud, because we all know the game being played here. They want to act all reasonable back home, but the second they walk onto the floor, they are voting right in line with the radical side. It is not a mystery, it is a pattern. We have seen this movie 1,000 times. You cannot claim the middle ground when you are pushing the most extreme stuff behind closed doors. It is a total joke, so yeah, make them prove it. I dare them. I bet you that moderate act disappears real fast. Okay, honestly, it's cute that they think it's about the culture and not just the fact that people love a good excuse to party. Okay, so White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt posted about the World Cup. She highlighted the huge global turnout and a major economic boost, saying fans from all over the world are coming to the US and embracing American culture for the event. She added that it's been amazing to witness the global interest and see people flock to the US for the Games, embracing American food and culture. Leavitt Eldon noted the positive impact on local economies, generating millions of dollars in revenue. Oh, this is to ooh good. The administration is really out here trying to take credit for sports fans buying overpriced beer and jerseys. Like, are you serious right now? They're acting like they personally organized the entire tournament. It's just so transparently desperate for a win. I'm actually laughing. It is a global sporting event, not an economic policy victory lap. But sure, let's pretend that their marketing is what actually got millions of people to go to Kleduk and fly to the United States. Give me a break. What is the plan here exactly? To convince us that they are the ones responsible for people enjoying soccer? Shut the freak up. Honestly, writing yourself into when fic to feel seen? We're pushing professional victimhood to such a ridiculous level, it's actually kind of sad. Nicole Hannah Jones stated on Twitter that she used to write herself into fan fiction for Little Women and Little House on the Prairie. She explained this was to prove I do exist. Per Breitbart News, people who don't know what it's like to experience never seeing yourself in the story don't understand how diminishing that is. I'm sorry. What? You're telling me we're turning fan fiction into a systemic grievance now. Look, we all have an imagination. Writing yourself into a story? That's just being 12 years old. It's not some profound, earth shattering commentary on your personal erasure or lack of representation. And pretending like this is a crusade against feeling diminished? Please, give me a break. Everyone wants to be the main character in the story, okay? That's not a political statement. It's just being human. I mean, are we really doing this right now? We really have to make everything about a narrative of oppression? Get over yourself. It's just fanfic. It's not a State of the Union address. Culture war posturing? Hard pass. I'm over the daily outrage bait. Let's keep it moving. Oh, the Supreme Court is at it again? Honestly, I'm already over this drama. Can we talk about something that actually affects our liberty? Eric Spracklin posted that the United States Supreme Court just spit in the face of every single American that believes in Election Day, has stated that people should be pissed off right now, and linked to Araction on Polymarket. You guys are not gonna believe this. Everyone is losing their minds, acting like the sky is falling because of some court ruling. It is exhausting. Do people seriously have nothing better to do than get absolutely triggered by every single headline they see? It is clearly just engagement bait. Someone says, "Oh, look, I am a victim. Be angry. Click here." And you guys are just eating it up like it is candy. I am thinking, if you are actually as pissed off as you claim, maybe just log off, go outside, touch some grass, because this whole performance, this constant need to be the victim of some grand conspiracy, it is just sad, man. It is actually embarrassing. Nobody cares about your outrage unless it pays their bills. Seriously, what's exactly Wade the plan here other than just screaming into the void? Of course they're freaking out. This is exactly why the Department of Government Efficiency is their biggest nightmare. Unbelievable. Okay, so this person is claiming that over 1 million people are currently on Obamacare without a social security number. They're saying this is something Democrats deny happens but is actually occurring on a massive scale. The Post then jumps to say this is why Democrats hate Dogecoin, because the alleged money laundering fraud ring has been exposed. I'm sorry, what? No, seriously, are we even surprised at this point? It's like they aren't even trying to hide it anymore. It's like they really thought we were just gonna ignore people slipping through the cracks. It's actually laughable. You look at stuff like this and you have to ask yourself, what exactly is the end game here? Because it's clearly not about helping actual citizens. It's just wild how they talk about systems and equity while the entire infrastructure is basically a giant, leaky faucet for tax dollars to disappear into. And then they get pressed when people try to audit the mess. Like, make it make sense. Are we supposed to just clap for this? Because I'm definitely not. Absolutely not. And nobody's talking about this? Seriously? Okay, honestly, the hyperbole is real, but he's hitting on a massive cultural shift. Is the DNC actually turning into a socialist playground? Let's talk. President Trump stated that the communist takeover of the Democrat Party is the single biggest threat facing America since its founding, even larger than World War II or 9/11. A reporter then asked, "Are you worried about more socialist candidates across the United States?" Trump responded, "Well, I think it's a big threat to our nation, actually, because it's not socialism, it's really communism. They use the word social democrat because it sounds nice, but it's really communism you're talking about. I think it's the biggest threat to our nation that there is maybe since our founding." He continued, "That includes World War I, World War II, September 11th, and includes the Pearl Harbor attack. I think this is the biggest threat to our nation." You guys are not gonna believe this. Like, are we really doing this right now? I mean, people are losing their mind over his latest take, but honestly, he's not wrong. Everyone is so scared to just call it what it is. But honestly, look around. We have institutions pushing specific narratives to divide us, and it's not some distant boogeyman. It's happening in real time. When he framed the situation like that, people get triggered, but he's talking about an ideology that fundamentally wants to write the rules of this country. Is it spicy? Definitely. But if you don't see the shift in the culture, you're just not paying attention. And nobody's talking about the actual consequences of that. Seriously? Finally, some good news. Now, if only the rest of that city could get cleaned up as easily as a pool, we'd be in business. One American News is reporting that President Trump says the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. is back in full use after it was vandalized. In a Truth Social post, he also highlighted improvements to Lafayette Square and announced plans to transform East Potomac golf links into what he called one of the world's greatest golf courses. Watch OAN on Spectrum and YouTube TV today for more updates. Okay, hold on. Are we really doing this now? It's like, imagine having so little going on in your life, so little purpose that you think destroying public property is your big moment. It's honestly just sad. What a joke. Okay, soon as $1,000 a day for assembly line care, they're literally throwing our tax money into a black hole. It's insane. Steve Hilton posted that ex-Avia Becerra was caught on tape calling for detained migrant children to be put in an assembly line. H. Hilton says the part of the Becerra tapes no one is talking about is Becerra stating, "We're spending more than $1,000 a day for kids who may not even have the legal right to be here." This comes from the same person who wants California to spend $20 billion on healthcare for illegal immigrants. More details are expected regarding this shocking scandal. Oh, this is too good. I mean, seriously, are we even acting shocked anymore? It's always the same story with these bureaucrats, isn't it? Okay, so they're finally decadiding to do their jobs 3 years later? I'll believe it when I actually see it. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas stated that the department is on track to surpass last year's deportation numbers in 2026. He added that deportations are significantly up and that they will continue to pursue individuals deemed the worst. I'm sorry, what? You mean to tell me they're actually bragging about this now? Like, okay, sure, it's about time you actually start doing your job. But let's be real for a second. We've been screaming about this for years. Years. And now that they need some good press, Suddenly they're on a path to surpass last year? Give me a break. It's almost like they think we have short term memory loss or something. Also, that whole claim about targeting specific people, everyone says that every time. Are we supposed to throw a parade because the bare minimum is finally being done? Shut the freak up. Just do it. Stop talking about it and just get it done. The Supreme Court is actually putting guardrails on presidential power. I have some serious thoughts on this. Let's break down where this is heading. Okay, so this is from Newsmax. They're reporting that Judge Andrew Napolitano and Dr. Wendy Patrick are discussing recent Supreme Court decisions. This includes the court's ruling on mail in ballots, their decision not to let President Donald Trump remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, and their denial of President Trump's appeal. And that's where the report cuts off. The Post also mentions the E. Jean Carroll sexual abuse and defamation case. It includes tags for at Judge Knapp, at Bianca D. El Gaza, and at Wendy Patrick, PhD. The post was published at 8:51 a.m. on June 29, 2026, and has 28,400 views. Okay, hold on. Did we really expect anything different? Like, honestly, are we even surprised at this point? It's just the same old establishment protecting the establishment. You have these unelected bureaucrats in their ivory towers just circling the wagons, and we're supposed to act shocked? They really think we don't see the game being played? It is just like theatre. They lock down the status quo and pass it off as justice. It is exhausting watching the same script play out over and over, and nobody is even asking the real questions about where this leads. Seriously? It is just a massive rig flag that the system is fully committed to keeping things exactly how they like them. Whatever. 40 trillion in deep and we're still playing global bank? It's like watching a house on fire while someone keeps throwing gasoline on it. Someone posted that the United States is $40 trillion in debt and working class families are struggling paycheck to paycheck. The poster questions why Congress would allegedly take money from citizens to send to other countries, stating it makes no sense. Are you serious right now? I mean, honestly, why are we acting shocked? It's not a bug in the system, it is the whole point of the system. These people in charge, they aren't looking at your bank account, they're looking at their own portfolios and geopolitical status games. Honestly, the only way this stops is when the credit card finally gets declined, and by the look of it, that's not happening anytime soon. Everyone is sitting here waiting for it to make sense, but you're expecting common sense from people whose entire careers are built on grifting public funds. It's a joke, a really expensive, not funny joke. And nobody is talking about how unsustainable this actually is. Seriously? Religious platitudes on the timeline? Hard skip. I'm here for the chaos, not a sermon. Honestly, it's about time someone in Congress pointed out the total insanity of birthright citizenship for illegal entry. It's a massive loophole, period. Illegal aliens should not be able to anchor themselves to our countries simply because they crossed the border and gave birth. You guys are not gonna believe this. Finally, someone actually says it out loud. It is just wild that it's even controversial to point out the obvious. It is the biggest, most glaring loophole, right? Like, you just show up and everyone acts like you're entitled to the whole place. The system is fundamentally broken. If I went into, I don't know, literally any other functional nation and just expected them to roll out the red carpet, yeah, right, I would be in a jail cell before I even finished the sentence. But here, it is just open season, and nobody's talking about this. Seriously? Oh, the silence was deafening, huh? It's almost like everyone suddenly realized there's nothing left to say. Someone posted, the silence was loud. The post included a video clip. It received 13 replies, 112 reposts, 824 likes, and 28,000 views. You guys are not gonna believe this. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They think they're so smart until the camera is actually rolling and they have absolutely nothing to say. It's the same script every single time. They get cornered, they freeze up, and they pray the clip doesn't hit the timeline. But it always does. It's honestly pathetic at this point. How do you go into these public debates without a single coherent thought in your head? Like, do you even study this stuff, or are you just winging it and hoping for the best? Seriously, what was the game plan here? Just stand there and look confused? And nobody's talking about this? Seriously? Glennish hitting the nail on the head. We've been watching this descent for a while now, and honestly, it's exactly what the history books predicted. Glenn Beck posted that for years he's been warning people about the Demokratat socialist label, calling it a mask for communism. His states that communists always purge once they gain enough power, turning on their own useful idiots. Someone posted that Scott Wiener, an ultra progressive, was targeted at a trans march. Despite aligning with radical views and calling Israel's actions a genocide, he faced intense hatred because he wouldn't call for Israel's eradication. The post then mentioned the Toronto Dyke March, where participants chanted, "We're here, we're queer, free Palestine is our demand." I knew it. I keen knew it. Honestly. It's like people have zero historic literacy. It's wild to me that we're still having this conversation in 2025. Like, they actually think they're exempt from the purge? That's cute. You're literally building the machine that's eventually going to chew you up, and you're acting surprised when the teeth start moving. It's not even a hot take anymore, it's just basic pattern recognition. But sure, keep pretending you're the exception to the rule. See how that works out for you. I'm just gonna sit back, grab my popcorn, and watch the implosion. It's gonna be a total train wreck, and honestly, I'm here for it. Honestly, they'd be shocked we've lasted this long given the absolute circus in DC right now. Let's actually look at the founder's intent versus reality. So, a post from Fox and Friends asks if the founding fathers would be surprised by the nation's success today. Brian Kilmeade doesn't think they would be. He says, I can't help but wonder what the founding fathers would think of our nation today. They fought to create a country that, in so many ways, should never have been formed, should never have functioned, should never have survived. We are the number one economic and military superpower in the world. Could they ever have imagined those 13 desperate colonies all coming together, gradually adding 37 more states and becoming the world's premier superpower? Yep, 250 years later, my sense is they would not be surprised. Are you serious right now? The founding fathers? Surprised? Oh, they would not be surprised. They'd be absolutely horrified. Like, imagine George Washington logging onto social media and seeing what we've become. He'd probably turn around and walk right back into the 18th century. See, this is the problem with these big media types. They're still trying to polish this situation like it's some golden era. Success? Where? Because from where I'm sitting, we're speed running us own collapse. They didn't fight for whatever this chaotic, bureaucracy riddled mess is today. If they could see us now, they wouldn't be asking questions. They'd be asking for a completer restart. And honestly, I don't blame them. And nobody's talking about how delusional that take is. Seriously? Another Substack link about metrics? I'm not here to read an essay on why people hate spreadsheets today. Pass. Honestly, I respect the hustle. James is out there doing the type of investigative work that actually scares people. Let's talk about that. James O'Keefe reposted a message from O'Keefe Media Group. The message, posted on June 28th, reads, "Happy birthday to our founder and CEO, James O'Keefe III." The post includes a 46-second video and shows 49 replies, 107 reposts, 854 likes, and 148,000 views. That's all there are on this post. Okay, hold on. Is this for real? So, the man's own media group is out redoing the big happy birthday to the boss post. It's a bit much, don't you think? I mean, I love the confidence, I really do. But it's giving major main character energy. Like, we get it, you're the guy, but maybe let the fans dot the heavy lifting next time. It's just a little cringy to see the official account patting itself on the back like that. Seriously. Like, what exactly was the plan here? To make you feel bad for not sending a cake? Whatever, let's keep it moving. Sailboats and air shows in Baltimore? I'm trying to talk actual policy here, not coordinate a travel itinerary. Hard skip. Okay, so the Senate power struggle is finally hitting a boiling point. If Thune doesn't act, he's basically just checking boxes for the swamp. President Trump is reportedly growing increasingly angry that Senator Thune is responding to dismiss the Senate parliamentarian who was appointed during the Obama administration. This parliamentarian is blocking key legislation. Trump stated that the Senate leader has the authority to fire the parliamentarian at will and replace it them. Someone posted, "We get so many negative rulings from her." They added, "She's been there for years and she was put there by Harry Reid and Barack Hussein Obama." The post continued, "It's not even believable that she's still there." All right, chat, buckle up. Are we actually surprised? I mean, really? This is the definition of the bureaucratic nightmare we've been screaming about for years. You have some unelected random, some complete nobody literally standing in the way of what the people actually voted for, and we're supposed to believe it's just the rules? Give me a break. It's the oldest trick in the book. They hide behind procedure whenever they want to kill momentum. This is exactly why everyone is so fed up with the establishment. If you're at the top of the food chain, act like it. You don't need to ask permission to pave the road you're on. Just clean house and get it done. What are we doing here? It's just exhausting. Dearborn again? I mean, what is even happening in that city? Welcome to Dearborn, Michigan. Okay, hold on. You guys see this, right? It's like everyone wants to pretend that the same massive cultural shifts are this super organic, slow burn thing. But then you see clips like this, and you're just like, wait, did the map actually change? I'm not going to say too much because, the powers that be love to flag anything that doesn't fit the everything is perfectly fine narrative. But seriously, is anyone else just noticing how we're sleepwalking into this radical changes while everyone else just shrugs and acts like it's completely normal? It's just weird. And nobody's really talking about this? Seriously? Another disaster update. I'm here for the culture, not the natural landscape burning. Pass. Another Hollywood type trying to romanticize medication. Clearly, they've lost the plot on this one. Honestly, I shouldn't be surprised anymore, but seeing that? Still completely unhinged. This is what happens when you treat a city like an amusement park. This person posted a video of people dancing on a garbage truck outside Washington Square Park in New York City. They stated that the New York Police Department had to close the park and officers were still clearing people from the area. The poster attributed this scene to progress under Democratic leadership. Are you serious right now? This is exactly why I stay in my lane, because honestly, I just can't with these people. Like, is this really the peak of progress? We've got familiants trying to exist, and this is what we get in the middle of the streets? It's a complete circus. They actually think they're doing something cool, but it's not exactly a vibe, honey. It's just embarrassing. It's honestly the perfect metaphor for what's happening in the same major cities right now. It's all just piles of refuse, and they're up there trying to throw a party on top of it. Absolutely pathetic. So, what's exactly is the end game here for the people letting this happen? And nobody's talking about how unsustainable this is, seriously. Honestly, it's just common sense, right? Back to basics to actually trust the results. Let's dig into why this terrifies the establishment. Benny Johnson posted about how Tina Peters says to secure elections and stop voter fraud. The suggestions include voter registration every 2 years in person, paper voter cards, citizenship and residency checks, witness signatures, results stored by precinct, and poll books for mail in ballots. Additional suggestions from Tina Peters include only allowing mail in ballots for those verified as needing them. Ballots should be counted where they are cast under video surveillance. Peters stated, "There's so much proof out there. We don't need to prove the elections were stolen. We need them to come and say, here's the proof they weren't stolen. Only voters who are eligible to vote should be voting." I'm sorry, what? Are we really acting like running a basic functional operation is some kind of revolutionary, extreme, and new idea? It is honestly hilarious to know that simply asking for a little bit of integrity is treated like it's controversial. See, this is what I mean when I say the whole setup is just completely broken. Common sense left the building years ago, and now people are looking at these simple, logical steps like they're some complex, impossible puzzle. Tsk, it's actually sad. We're out there debating whether or not we should even have standards, and nobody's talking about how obvious this is. Seriously? I mean, what is the alternative? Just chaos forever? We really need to get it together, chat. Okay, so Hung Kao is out redoing his thing. I mean, lethal and ready. Honestly, I love to see that energy. Acting Secretary of the Navy Hung Cao posted that he's proud to brag about the Navy Marine Corps team, calling them the world's finest sailors, Marines, and civilians. Has stated they are always ready, always lethal, and prepared to win whenever and wherever the nation calls. Acting Secretary of the Navy Hung Kao also stated his priorities are simple: take care of our people, build more ships, and defend our homeland at all costs. He concluded with Semper Fi Ho Ya. Oh, this is ooh, good. Okay, this guy is really out here trying to boost morale with the standard PR script. It's like, we get it, you're the Navy. Wait, let me keep it real. Are we actually buying the always ready line right now? Because from where I'm sitting, it feels like the priorities have shifted a little bit away from pure lethality, hasn't it? I love the sentiment, truly, I do. But maybe clean house on the bureaucratic bloat before you start tweeting about how lethal we are. I mean, is that so much to ask? Or are we just stuck in this cycle of empty rhetoric forever? I don't know. You tell me. And nobody's talking about this? Seriously? Oh, please. Jeffries is really still running this tired script? It's almost impressive how they just ignore the glaring security risks. Hakeem Jeffries stated that the Supreme Court made the correct decision. He added that voting by mail was never a partisan issue until Donald Trump began promoting conspiracy theories tied to his own 2020 election losses. No way, no freaking way. Did he really stand there with a straight face and say that kind of thing? It's always the same tired script with these people. The moment they get a win, suddenly everything is correct and fair, and they just casually rewrite history to suit the agenda. Please. Honestly, he's not wrong. When you look at the overreach today, you have to wonder if we're past the point of no return. This person is posting that we are currently living under the government our founding fathers warned us about. All right, chat, buckle up. Honestly, that is the understatement of the century. Like, have you looked around lately? It's not even subtle anymore. It's like they aren't even trying to hide the fact that they despise the average person. We've got people in office who wouldn't know a basic principle if it hit them in the face. Yet here we are, pretending everything is totally fine. It's exhausting, truly. I'm just waiting for the day when the average person realizes that nobody is coming to save us. We're living in an absolute clown world, and I'm just here to watch the circus burn. Seriously, what is the end game for these